One of the stereotypes about Italy and Italians is that we eat pasta every day. And you know what they say about stereotypes, right? Sometimes they might be true. One affirmation that would anyways be really hard to argue with is that if we ate one traditional pasta recipe each day, we would definitely not get bored. There are so many authentic Italian pasta recipes. The list is so long, it would take us months to go through it all. And when you have that many options, it's so hard to pick a favorite, let alone for someone like me, meaning someone who can never decide. So that's why today, I want to rely on the people's favorites, on the internet's favorites. I want to reproduce 3 of the best rated traditional pasta recipes, and I obviously want to take you guys along. Are you ready? Hello everyone, this is Barbs, but today I am your trusted Italian pasta lover.
Here to serve you.
Once again. And today I am also working closely with my laptop because I need to consult what the world has to say about pasta and Italian pasta recipes. I randomly discovered this amazing website, which by the way is totally worth checking it out if you haven't already, called Taste Atlas, which is, and I'm quoting from their Wikipedia page, a world atlas of traditional dishes, local ingredients, and authentic restaurants. And you know, at first I thought that was just a claim, but then I took a closer look to the articles and the recipes they share. Whoa, they have a bunch of different rankings, and of course many of them are centered around pasta. So when I stumbled on this top 24 best pasta recipes, best rated pasta dishes recipes in the world, and I saw that number 1, the list had been last updated on the 16th of March 2024, and number 2, that the first 10 positions were all Italian recipes.
Parkour!
I thought it would be fun to play this game of randomly picking 3 out of these typical recipes that I'd rated to be the best, so that we can try to reproduce them in the most traditional Italian pasta lover certified way. So if we can please direct our attention to my laptop, where I'm gonna use an online number generator tool. Alright, number 9. Alright, let's write number 9. Second number is 6. Number 6. Alright, number 6. Last but not least, 10. Number 10. Alright, so let me just quickly find out what recipes these numbers are linked to. Let me just quickly go grocery shopping, and I'll see you guys in the blink of an eye. I am thrilled, you guys. In 9th position, we find spaghetti alle vongole. This is, This is a Neapolitan dish where spaghetti and clams means vongole, are the absolute protagonists. We need very few other ingredients. This Neapolitan traditional recipe calls for the vongole veraci. But unfortunately, when I went both to my local fish shop and to the grocery store, they didn't have any. So this time, I'll have to go with this other type of clam called lupini, which is more typical of the Mar Adriatico and the area where I live. These are now all set and good to go, but previously I rinsed them under cold water, then I left them in salty water for, I want to say a couple hours, and then I washed them again, so technically we should have got rid of all the sand and the residuals and stuff. Alright, from this angle you won't be able to see me, but hopefully you'll be able to hear me because I have my new mic. Anyways, I already have my water going strong right here. To this pan, I'm gonna add a round, well, maybe more than a round of oil. Like that. That was too much. That was too much. That was too much. I'm gonna turn on the heat. High heat. I don't particularly like garlic, nor enjoy it, nor can digest it. So I'm gonna add just 1 clove. I am also going on with some peperoncino, like that. And last but not least, some parsley stalks. All right, this is too aggressive, so let's lower the heat a little bit. So once the garlic is nice, and I'm taking it out, and now my lupini go in. Ready? Woo! Lid on top of the pan. Clams in general don't require much cooking, and lupini specifically, they'll be done in like a couple minutes or so. Anyways, we need to keep an eye on the pan because as soon as they start opening, we need to take them out. As you can see, they're pretty much all good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the heat. I'm going to carefully pluck out the meat from each shell. I saved you guys the entire process. So these are the clams. These are all the shells. I just cannot get over it. Look how tiny they are. Anyways, just like that. And then, ooh, can you see? Water here is about to boil. So let's add some salt and let's get in with our spaghetti. I will filter this again using a cloth. This is a napkin. Is that what it's called? Anyway, so then we'll have a definitely super clean juice to work with. Okay, no residuals in here. So now this goes back in, and basically let's just wait for the spaghetti to be ready. Actually, not fully ready. We want them really al dente because we want them to finish cooking inside the pan with the juice and some of the pasta water. I am now gonna put my clams back in, and when the liquid is almost fully absorbed, I'm gonna sprinkle some parsley on top. Time to plate this up. Number 6 is amatriciana. When you're in Rome, one of the first things you notice in terms of food is that amatriciana, carbonara, and gricia are like the holy grail of pasta dishes. And that might make you think that amatriciana is a Roman recipe, but actually it's not. The matriciana sauce comes from the little town of Amatrice, and they are so proud of their world-known recipe that they decided to share an absolutely authentic, like verified, certified, traditional version of that on their website. It's a big deal, my friend. One of the main ingredients of the recipe is guanciale that I've already sliced up. I know it's a bit difficult to find guanciale outside of Italy. I mean, you obviously do what you can, but this is what the tradition requires, so that's what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil, this much, and I'm gonna keep the pan on a very high heat. This is optional from what I understand, the tiniest amount of peperoncino. You know, there's a fine line between having it too soggy or too crispy. We need to find that balance and like stay in the middle. All right, and at this point, we add our wine and deglaze. Woo! When we don't smell the alcohol anymore, we wait for the color to get just right. Then we turn off the heat and we carefully drain it, putting it on some paper towel. We also put some other paper on top. Now, what we need to do is we're gonna keep the liquid with all the juice from the guanciale, and we're gonna cook our tomato sauce in here. I ended up using 4 pomodori di San Marzano. As you can see, I like pierced them and then I boiled it just for a few minutes until I could see the peel coming off basically on its own. But then I drained them, I carefully peeled them, and then I diced them. I also removed all the seeds, so this is what I ended up with. So we need to cook these tomatoes again inside the juice on medium-low heat with a lid on the pan for about 15, maybe 20 minutes. And let's wait for our tomatoes to turn into a proper sauce. Our water is now boiling. I'm gonna go in with my pasta. Now, both spaghetti and bucatini are fine. And in the meantime, let's check on our tomato. I know this next step is not on the recipe, let alone the traditional one. I think I'm gonna add some of the pasta water into my sauce because I want it to get a bit thicker and creamier. Do you guys think the Amatrice town will sue me? Well, at least if this all goes wrong, we know when it started to go wrong, right? Okay, now, because our pasta is almost ready, I'm going to put it back in the pan so that it gets all combined with the sauce. While this dances in here for a little bit and our pasta finishes cooking, I'm gonna tell you the last piece of information. Usually when you cook a pasta dish, you keep some of the pasta water, you drain your pasta, and you put it back in the pan where the sauce is also cooking so that it all gets very creamy and well combined. What the traditional recipe says we need to do instead is we need to get rid of all the pasta water, drain our spaghetti very, very carefully, and then put them in a regular bowl, in a non-heated bowl, together with some grated pecorino cheese. As our very last step, we put our sauce directly in the bowl. Old school, baby. And our last one is number 10, pasta alla norma. For our final recipe, we're flying straight to Sicily and specifically to the city of Catania, where they say this recipe was originally invented. It's so rich, yet it's fresh, it's comforting, it's for sure one of those traditional recipes it's really worth knowing how to reproduce at home. First on the agenda is taking care of our eggplants. Again, I'm making this recipe only for me and my dad, so I decided to use only one eggplant. I rinsed it under cold water, then I cut it into slices, and as I hope you can see from this angle, I tried to cut almost at the same distance as much as I could, because if we manage to end up with slices that are almost the same size, it's more likely for them to have almost the same cooking time. Hopefully they should cook evenly when we fry them in olive oil. Oh yes, we need fried eggplants for this one. This is my frying pan, literally frying pan, meaning a pan that I use for only when I have to fry things up. I'm sure everybody has at least one in their kitchen. And we just wait until they're a nice golden brown color. Next up is our tomato sauce, and I know the recipe on the Taste Atlas website calls for tomato sauce, but I was told to use canned tomatoes, like peeled tomato, like whole peel, well, like i pelati in scatola. Let's smash the tomatoes a little bit. Now we cover with the lid, and we'll leave it here for about 15 minutes. Time to get our pasta in. Let's check on our sauce. Alright, so it's been less than 15 minutes, but honestly, I'm already quite happy with the consistency. So I'm gonna turn off the heat, and then I need to filter the sauce so that we'll get rid of all the seeds and the pieces of garlic and whatever does not belong in here. Now, I wanna let it reduce for another 10 minutes on low heat. And in the meantime, I'm going to cut my eggplants that are now almost room temp into stripes. Alright, now let's add in our pasta. This is still pretty al dente, so we want the macaroni to finish cooking inside the sauce. RIP my white sweater, you guys. Stir up the heat a little bit, because now our pasta is fully cooked. Let's turn off the heat completely, sprinkle our grated ricotta salata. So grated ricotta on top. Honestly, I don't even remember what the recipe said, I'm just measuring with my heart. Let's plate this beauty, shall we? What a fun time, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this little traditional Italian pasta recipes roulette. I honestly found exciting this thing of randomly picking recipes, basically blindfolded, and then trying to reproduce them together. But obviously, let me know what you think. Did you guys like this format? Would you like me to do it again, or to pick other recipes, also from other rankings or from other websites? Let me know. And of course, if you try out one of these pasta dishes, or if you have a personal favorite among the OG Italian classics, don't forget to leave me a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!